Well, we're back at it again. Started over there in that corner in the other field. Now we're over here. This actually is going faster than I thought it would. Actually started yesterday. Obviously, I came down here and worked for a couple hours before work because by the time I wake up, get around, go over to mom and dad's, get the saws and shit, throw them in the truck, drive clear over here, I've only got about 2.5 hours of daylight. I hate this time of year. Can't get shit done because it's dark by 5 o'clock. But anyway, this is that big limb I was telling you about. It's actually still alive. It's still attached to the tree. There was out here on the branches, there were some new shoots that were standing straight up coming out of the limb. But there's a pile of dead shit right there. And there's a couple piles right there that need to come down here. And this is where I'm going to put the burn pile. I started to try to chunk some of that limb up, but it's kind of sitting in a precarious spot, and no matter where you're standing when you're cutting on it, if that thing starts to rotate and you got to get out of the way in a hurry, there's shit to trip over, and I don't feel like getting crushed. So I quit cutting on that till I can get the tractor and the grapple down here so I can go up there and grab a hold of that trunk so that it can't do anything stupid while I'm cutting it. Plus I can get all this shit out of the way. And there's still I really need to cut that limb off and that limb off, but that's going to be kind of it's where it'd be nice to have a bucket truck or something, because there is so much weight hanging out on the end of this limb that if you start cutting right there next to the trunk, that thing's gonna start trying to barber chair, and it's just not an ideal spot to cut. So we're gonna figure out how to do that kind of more safe. But it'd be nice to have like a bucket truck or something so you can start on the end, chunk it off, and work your way back to the trunk and get all the weight off of it so it's safer to cut. But anyhow, and I haven't decided yet if I'm gonna just drop that tree completely or not. I knocked the limbs off of it that were hanging over, and it's really not gonna gain me a whole lot, but if I just cut it down, it's not gonna be a problem in the future. So get all this shit out of the way and get it all thrown in the pile, and that I might just drop that tree, I don't know. And then up through here is just all little scrubby, scraggly shit. I'm probably not gonna farm over any farther. Well, I might sneak over a little bit, but not a lot. But my main goal here was just to get it where this shit isn't rubbing on the side of the combine, and so that the corn will actually grow right here along the edge, because this shit was all really short shit because it was competing with all this brush. But I gotta knock that stump off, I gotta take that tree, you gotta take that pair of trees, and then keep working my way down. But just been throwing shit out in the field where I can get at it with a grapple and take it down, throw it in a pile, and burn it. And I had somebody on the last video say, well, why don't you just burn the fence line and get everything, burn all the saplings and everything off? Because that's fucking stupid. You can't control that shit once it's lit. And it's not gonna burn. First off, all this shit is green, so it's not gonna burn anyhow. The only thing you're gonna manage to burn is the grass. And all the small shit, you're just gonna scorch it, so you're still gonna have to come in and cut it to get rid of it. And trees like that, you're gonna scorch it. if you got anything dead like that, that's gonna light and you're not gonna be able to control it. There's a big dead limb laying right there. That's been dead for a while. That's gonna go up like a Roman candle. So, and then you got all the leaves that are gonna burn. And then on my side of that, it wouldn't be so as much of a danger because I chopped my stalks, so they're all laying on the ground. But that field over there has not been chopped, and anything laying on the ground or laying flat on the ground like the leaves and stuff from the corn, that's fine. It's going to be wet because it's laying flat on the ground. Everything standing up is still perfectly dry enough to burn. So what are you going to do when you light that 80-acre field of corn fodder on fire? Burning a fence row like this there is no such thing as a controlled burn. Once it's lit, it's going to do whatever it wants to do. And it's not like you can get a water wagon back here because the ground's so soft you're going to bury it. If something does get out of control, you ain't going to get a fire truck back here. The ground's too soft, you're going to bury it. And lighting a fire and burning that whole fence row out isn't like building a burn pile. You build a burn pile, you pick the spot, the fire is in one spot, it's easy to control. If it does get a little out of control, you're in one spot, you can take the loader tractor and scuff the fire out wherever it started to burn. You can control it when it's all in one spot. You light that whole thing on fire, it's anybody's game. And if you've been doing it for years and you've been getting away with burning fence rows out like that, it's because you got lucky. It ain't because you're good at it. Because all it takes is one damn time, and next thing you know, you lost the farm because you lit something on fire that you shouldn't have. And around here, you never know what you're gonna find. I got fence rows that people have been dumping tires in. That one down there, right on the corner of the property line, the guy's got a bunch of plastic and shit piled up, and there's a couple grill propane tanks. What the hell are you gonna do if those things get hot and light on fire? It's just, no, that is stupid. But anyhow, oh, and while I'm here, update on that Peterbilt that was sitting in the driveway when I was finishing up the 8700. Apparently the prognosis on that is bad because it's still sitting there, and this is 5 days later. So apparently they're not doing so hot on that. But anyway, I'm hoping to make it down to the corner today. I think that's doable. I ain't got too much further to go, so pitter patter, let's get at her. I don't know how much videoing I'm going to do of cutting because I don't really, without the tractor here, there's not a good place to set the camera. But we might try a little bit. But if I don't get any video cutting, we'll probably get a video when I bring the tractor down here to clean all this shit up. But we shall see. Fair warning. Turn your volume down. Where I'm about to put this camera might be kind of loud. Well, we're back again. I did not make it down to the corner yesterday because this little fucker decided to plug the spark arrestor and quit running on me. So I had to take care of that. At least I hope that was a problem. That was what I found on it. This thing's got a history of that. I don't know why. We run the same fuel in it. We run in all the other still stuff, and this is the only thing we have issues with. So apparently it's just the quirk of the saw. But I did make it down a fair piece anyway. Well, I guess a fair piece. Here's where I started. That's where the 2 trees were that I knocked down. Well, there was the big one there, and then double right there, and then I made it down this far. Apparently there's a wet spot right here because it's all grass, and the few trees that were in there were all dead, so I have to just when I bring the tractor and loader down there, I'll just heel the grapple back and kind of push into there and make sure there's no shit that you can catch a tire on, but I think we'll be all right. But I got to make it that much further. And in the back really isn't that bad. There's a few limbs I got to knock down, but that's actually fairly clear. It ain't nearly as bad as this was, but anyway, best get at her. Well, Mother Nature's seeing fit to give us another hell of a sunset tonight. We've had more nice nights this fall than we've had in a long time. It's kind of nice. We went from shitty and windy and overcast and kind of winter feeling yesterday to today feels like late fall again. Almost 50 degrees. Damn near too hot to be doing this. But anyhow, I finally made it all the way down here to the corner. I tell you what, I hate cutting stumps off. I really do. I had this one here that I had it cut off this tall and the little saw wouldn't make it through it, so I had to come down here with my big, well actually I tried starting it with the little saw and I made it in that far. And I don't know what it is about cutting stumps. You can cut them up this high and you won't have any issues. You try to saw them off at the ground, you get in about that far and the fucker pinches the bar, and no matter what you do, it just cutting fucking stumps off sucks. And I don't get it. It's not like there's any pressure because it's only this tall. But sure as shit, no matter where you start on that stump, you make it in that far, it's gonna try to pinch the damn bar. And then your bar's not in far enough, so you can't drive a wedge in there to keep it away. And I hate cutting stumps off. I need a bulldozer. Just come in here with a root rake, start at one end, don't stop till you get to the other. A D11 cat, that would be ideal. I don't think that's too much overkill. Put a 21-foot U-blade on the front of it. Oh yeah. And this section from where I started today to here was a bitch because there was grapevines everywhere. There is nothing will slow progress up more than fighting grapevines. You're almost better off to work to dig yourself a hole, get in behind everything, and dig, or start in the back and work out. That way you can find the vines and cut them off at the ground. But no matter what you do, it ain't fun. But I got some limbs. I gotta knock that limb and that limb off of that tree. That tree actually looks like it's fucking dead. That tree is definitely dead. That tree is definitely covered in poison oak. I might not fuck with that. I get poison oak like Once I get it, it doesn't stop showing up, and I'll keep constantly getting it for like 2 weeks before it finally goes. I ain't fucking with no poison oak. But I gotta limb these trees up. Probably cut that little one down. I got these, there's these two hard leaners that are coming out over the field. Those are probably gonna disappear. Just because no matter how much you limb them up, they're still leaning out over the field. There's several small ones in this section right here that are probably, I don't know, is this a maple or is this a, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's sugar maple. That actually, them limbs might be fucking dead. I don't know, that one might stay for the time being. Because it'd be nice to let that one grow and fill this hole for a wind, or help fill up this damn hole for a windbreak. I don't know. I'll have to think on that one. It may or may not stay. I might just limb this side up and see if it lives. But anyway, you got the sumac through here, these are probably going to come out. And then that menagerie of grapevined up mess there, that's all dead. The only thing alive on it is the grapevine, so that's not going to be fun to cut out because This close one here, as you can see, the top is snapped out of it. It's leaning back, and I might need the loader tractor here to do that because I don't want to be cutting on that close one because that's going to fall funny. And it's all the vines and stuff there. You don't really have any place to run in a hurry if shit goes sideways. So those two might wait till I get the loader tractor down here, but shouldn't be too hard to finish cutting up through here tomorrow and go from there. But I probably won't video any of that because, like I say, it's all the chainsaw stuff gets kind of redundant. So and there might be a video in between now and when I get back down here, because I ain't gonna make this a video because it's gonna be boring as fuck without any tractor stuff in it. So, and I probably won't make it back down here until next week sometime because it's supposed to rain all weekend starting Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and it's supposed to be nice again all next week as of right now. So we will have to see how the weather plays out as to whether or not I make it down here. But if we don't make it down here, might work on the 1800 this week and get it fixed so we can get the snowblower on it, except that job probably won't take much more than 4 or 5 hours tops. So anyhow, I'm gonna head home. I gotta sharpen the chain on my saw because it's dull as fuck, as you probably saw earlier in the video when I stuck it on the bar. I'm kind of curious. Obviously, by the time I get this video up, we'll know, but as of right now, I'm kind of curious to see how that turned out because it was vibrating like crazy. So even if it didn't turn out worth the shit, it's still gonna end up in a video because, you know, I did it. Might as well put it in here and see if we can't make somebody seasick. But anyhow, what I need to do is get one of them bicycle handlebar clamps, and then I can probably put it right on the handhold of the saw and just clamp it on there, and then it would be out of the way and it would be isolated because that handle's isolated and it wouldn't vibrate so bad. But we're a low budget production around here and that fancy stuff, you know. But anyway, I'm gonna head home. Got to sharpen the chain on my 391 so that it's ready to go because I'm gonna need it for cutting some of that stuff down tomorrow. And we will probably catch you guys down here with the 1600 next time you see it. So, well, here we are 5 days later, I think. I was down here last Thursday and this is Tuesday, so took my Brave pills. It's a little wet down here, but it's kind of staying on top. But today what I really want to do, because daylight, we're getting really close to the shortest damn day of the year here, so I've only got about hour and a half daylight left, but I just want to get this limb taken care of and get the base of the pile built. That way when I do come down here and start burning, I can light the pile off and then just start throwing shit on top. I don't want to get the whole thing, I don't want to get everything thrown on the pile and then light the pile off. I want to keep the pile kind of manageable. So yeah, big thing is gonna be get this limb knocked or chunked up. So I guess start grabbing shit, throwing it on the pile, and get everything out of the way so I get in here and start grabbing on that limb. get that chunk to fall down. Oh, she's still kind of tight. I ain't helping you see what I'm doing. I'm over there. good start. That pile's bigger than it looks. That's probably 11 foot tall. It's just about as high as I could reach with the loader and still be able to dump all the way. But Anybody want a tree stand, I'll make you a good deal. Low price to get it the fuck out of here. Actually, it's really not in that bad a shape. I thought it got crushed when that branch fell on it, but it didn't. I'll be damned. My cousin hunts. I probably ought to call and tell him this is down here, because it obviously ain't nobody coming back to get it as long as that tree's been down. So it's a little tweaked on top, but son of a bitch, that's still a good stand. But like I say, I was not planning on throwing everything on the pile. I just wanted to get a base started, and that's going to be a nice base because everything, like 90% of the shit that's in it's dead. So should be able to stuff a tire up underneath there and bring a 5-gallon bucket of oil down. That thing ought to go up like a Roman candle. So I got all that. And then down here, there's all this dead shit that needs to go on it to get burnt too. Which, that ought to be fun to dig out of there. I'm gonna have shit strung all over the place, but I don't know why you pile crap up like that and don't torch it off. Just, hey, let's just leave it and we'll farm around it. It's gonna be so nice having all this shit out of here. So I'll be able to farm straight, clear up to here, and then jog over. What would be nice, if I knew where the property line was, would be to go through that entire fence line and grub out all the shit and just leave the big trees and leave a path down through here so you can get around and brush hog down here, and just leave the big trees for a windbreak and grub out all the small shit so that it doesn't keep growing out. But until I own the property, hopefully one of these days, at least I'd like to think gonna have a chance to buy it, but until I own the property and get a survey done and know exactly where the property line is, I ain't gonna put that kind of work into it yet. So, but I gotta cut this short because I just got the phone call I've been waiting for, and now I gotta go home and make a phone call to Allstates and order a spindle for the 1955 now that I finally got tracked down what's actually in it, because that turned into a fiasco, but we'll talk about that later. So anyhow, I think this might be a video here, and when I come down to actually torch it off, that'll be another video. So I guess that's it for this one. We'll catch y'all on the next one.